All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakwadash. Giving double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect. Shalom to all the brothers out here laboring in this truth with sincerity. Shalom to the few sisters that watch. It's coming back with another lesson, quick lesson. Um, just observing, things that's going on around, around us every day, and most of it is evil, wicked, no matter where we go, we see it, but we, probably just blow it off because we used to it, being in the situation that we've been in growing up, we used to being around wickedness, man, and that's not normal, but in the times to come, it's going to get a whole lot worse. But I just want to go into, just having faith, man. Just having faith. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We truly believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Have we seen Yahweh Shem Yahushua? No. But we see the works of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Every time we wake up, man. Every time we wake up, even, the understanding of this truth, seeing what we understand versus what the people of the world understand is way off. We're, we're on the right path. But these people of the world don't have a clue. Even though they may have some form of knowledge of the scriptures, ultimately they don't have the faith to really truly believe. Even when the subject of UAPs, the chariots, these people don't got it, man. They have no clue. You probably got Christians right now that's believing what the Pentagon has put out as, the chariots of the Lord being actual aliens, creatures like little green men or whatever, man. But we know them to be the angels of the Lord, man. And we have the faith to believe that. Have we have we seen the inside of a chariot? No. But have we seen chariots? Yes. That's all we need to truly believe that those are the angels of the Lord. We hadn't seen them up close and personal, but we see them from time to time, just cruising through the sky or zooming through the sky. We see them, but ultimately it takes faith to really believe, what we're seeing. It takes faith to believe in the name Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because 90% of the world believe the Lord's name is something other than what it is. Jesus Christ. That's number one. That's all around the world, man. And you have some camps pushing that, which is off. If you're gonna separate yourself from the world, you have to do it wholeheartedly, 100%. And not having a name is crucial. It's crucial. You're just a part of the world, man. If you don't truly know the name of the Lord, the Lord said he would manifest his name. He would give his name, to a select group of people. So Jesus Christ is given to the majority of the world, man. Just common sense, man. So, let's see. We could further go in to faith. And, what the heck with that, man? But, let's go to the book of Ephesians, chapter 6. And Christians, they often read this, but, they have no clue of what they're reading, man. They have no clue of what they're reading. Do they believe it? That's yet to be seen also. Because, with the times to come, man, you're definitely going to have faith. What else are you going to rely upon, during Jacob's trouble, when all hell is breaking loose? And we always say when all hell is breaking loose, but just to sit down and think about the magnitude of it, it's going to be like a time of trouble like never before. And it's hard to even, fathom something like that, really. But, the Lord has given us a glimpse of what it's going to be like, man, through these scriptures. And we know it's not going to be anything nice. Trouble is coming to Babylon the Great, as well as around the world. But especially here in Babylon the Great, man, because these people are used to living lavishly, being able to go to the store, pick up what they want, being able to go to the mall, buy this, buy that, go to the club, do this, do that, They're used to that. But all that is coming to a cease, man. It's coming to a halt. And troubling times are coming. Where food is in abundance right now, those days are going to be gone, man. The days are going to be coming where food is going to be scarce, man. So, Ephesians 6, this is something that, I meditate upon a lot. But it says, in verse 11, it says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So let's go into this word, wiles. Wiles. Cunning, arts, deceit, craft, trickery. So, this devil, that's all he does, You can read the book of Micah, chapter 2, It just tell you that this devil, all he does is sit around and devise evil, come up with evil plans. So you're going to have to believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua to be able to combat that, man. Like the brother Anah was going into, I think it was last night, or it might have been this morning. The brother Anah, out of the GMS Atlanta camp was going into, anointing yourself. And that's one of the ways to be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, man. You're going to have to, truly be engulfed in this truth, man, all aspects. Verse 12, it says, for we are wrestling not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And we know, the spiritual wickedness, man, in high places. It's all spiritual, because just like you have the right-hand side, which are the angels, doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and as well as us, man, we consider to be on the right-hand side. We're doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But you also have the side of darkness, which will be the wicked elites, the angels that's doing the bidding of Satan, It's two sides to everything, because the Lord is about balance, but you have to be able to stand against this stuff, man. You have to be able to stand against what's to come, because this devil sits around making plans on how to make us go off, man. You can see it all through the years, man, all since the beginning of times, and especially since the time that I've been around. This devil come up with all kind of stuff to keep us going off. Whether it be drugs, prison, introducing all kind of defiled foods. All this is done, like brothers was saying, man, to separate you from your power, man. But that's the beautiful thing about this truth, man. It brings us back, gets us on the right track. We know we're rehearsing the righteous acts. The book of Judges, let's see. Judges, I think it's either 11 and 5 or 5 and 11, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. It's a lot here. 5. Yeah, 5 and 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of drawing water, delivered from the noise of the archers, hid in place of drawing waters, and drawing waters is likened to servitude, slavery, you know. It says, there they shall rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of the villages of Israel. But, you know, the point is we're rehearsing the righteous acts all the way up until the day of destruction, man. You know, but we will be delivered from that destruction. So going back to the book of Ephesians, call because it was kind of loud, but it's getting kind of hot up in here. So it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Not half the armor, the whole armor. Like we saw yesterday, man, IUIC going off, not professing the name. IJGZC going off, you know, not knowing the mark. And various other counts, man. You know, ISUPK saying Moses fell out the truth. Crazy, man. But, you know, you got to put on the whole armor to be able to resist. So it's going to be a whole lot of people that fall by the wayside from not having the whole armor, man. You know, and that also goes into having 100% truth. So, let's see. It says that ye may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand, you know, and that's what we're working towards, man. That's what the men of the Lord are working towards, serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua, doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and constantly keeping Yahweh Shem Yahushua at the forefront of our thoughts, man. You know, because we definitely have to have Yahweh Shem Yahushua even before Jacob's trouble, man. Every day, you know, even now, you know what I'm saying? Even now, you know, if you're out and about, you still have to have that whole armor, you know. But it was just a quick lesson. You know, I got to run in here right quick and do something. But, you know, Lord willing, it was edifying. You know, we want to constantly give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom.